We're here with Fallon Fantasia of the little studio in Broad Ripple. She is an esthetician and educator. Today is her first time getting a non-invasive face sculpting session. And then Wednesday, it's going to be my first time getting a DMK enzyme experience. I don't even know what that is, but it looks really cool. And we get to learn about it together. So we'll be doing that live. What time should we say? 11-ish? 11-ish. So you know the rules. It's always like around about a certain time. So that's why you need to subscribe and turn on all of the notifications so you can come hang out here with the other El Bardo besties. Hello, Sienna. Hi, Danny. This is Fallon. She's also an esthetician and a beauty educator. We're going to learn with her on Wednesday. And this is her first time getting a non-invasive face sculpting session. So it's super exciting whenever you're like working on other awesome esties because you're like, oh, look at my thing, and now I want to see your thing. It's like one of the best things about the beauty industry. So she has not gotten Botox in 3 years. So how do you feel?
Good.
Good.
Definitely less like tension headaches. For sure.
That's interesting because so many people will take it for headaches. But I had an employee who used to work for me. She got a bunch in her forehead for migraines, but then she was like, had to take off work for the next 2 weeks because of migraines. I was like, I don't know if that's working.
And then I just, I started noticing a lot of muscle atrophy in the other areas of my face.
Like what areas?
My eyelids, my jowls. Because I was only getting it in my forehead. And like...
The other ones were like kind of doing too much.
Yeah, well...
Were you getting Dysport or were you getting Botox or Enzyme? Do you know?
I think I've tried all of them. Because I started getting them when I was like 25.
Okay.
I think being, in a med spa, I was getting them for free.
Right.
And then I just would probably like once a year go and get it touched up. But then I started, going to different people. So I think I've tried a little bit of all of it.
I had a client who was getting Botox and then Xeomin forever. And then she tried the Dysport and it froze like her whole face. Like she had just gotten it like maybe a week before she had come in. And she was like, I need you to try to fix this. And it was crazy because like all her sinuses were full of stuff. It was like so much in her face was just not working, like more than the muscles. And she had to come in like every other day 3 or 4 times. And finally we got everything good. I mean, she had fine results with the Botox and Xeomin before. And then I think last time I saw her, I was like, oh, did you just get Botox? She was like, I haven't got Botox in a year. I was like, that's all me.
Yeah. I'm just kind of to that point to where it's like we can really work with the skin.
Yeah.
To get it to give us the results we want. And there's so much research coming out about, the Botox and the negative side effects of it. So it's like, I'm not really a quick fix girly.
Yeah, we like to like love it. Just especially putting like it always weirded me out putting it near the third eye.
Yeah. Well, so some of the research that's come out about it is that it actually messes with our ability to communicate.
Oh yeah, I've read that too. An ability to have empathy as well.
Because we communicate by watching other people's facial expressions and mimicking them. And if we can't mimic them, then we can have a hard time comprehending what is being said and the tone and
that makes sense.
The emotion behind it, because we can't mimic those facial expressions. So that was really interesting to me. And then it's a neurotoxin, at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's always freaking. I mean, my skin is very reactive. Like, you know, in aesthetic school, they teach us sensitive is just like how strong of a chemical peel can you put on your face.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, you can put the strongest on my face, but it's very reactive to like chemicals or like it'll break out real fast. So it should be like super clean, super clean. So I've just, and even like certain medications, like I always try to stay holistic. So, and then fixing a lot of people's, because when I see the people, they're like, oh, my face messed up. Can you fix it? And we can fix it with the jade super quick. So I think anybody who even offers an injection should definitely have one. So you don't have to wait forever to fix it. So that kind of scared me too. Like some of the bad ones. I mean, obviously I have clients who get it and they love it. They'll come see me and they get Botox the next day, you know.
And, you know, to each your own. I did it for a long time. I think it comes down to, you know, how much time do you want to put into doing facial massage and gua sha? Do you want to spend the money on quick fixes or treatments like this?
Keep your skin alive. That's why I'm super excited about the enzymes. You can just see it like in some of
everything back alive.
The videos and stuff that I've seen of this enzyme. You just see all the capillaries like coming to life. I'm like, yes, that's what we want. That's what we like.
Yeah, it does complete reverse osmosis on the skin cell membranes. Backflushes the whole lymphatic system. Supercharges your mitochondria. So it does a lot of, and everything's working with the skin, not just on top of it. So it's really going down on that cellular level.
Yeah, I love that. Like it's actually making you younger on a cellular level. That's the kind of stuff that we like.
Reversing it backwards.
Reversing it. Yeah, so much in like a lot of like modern aesthetics is very much like borrowing from tomorrow to look better today. So I'm all about stuff that's like, hey, this is actually making us younger, happier, everything work better. Because the skin is the largest organ in the body.
And people really forget that. People forget it's even an organ.
They do. Literally, I was at a meeting conference thing about supplements, and one of the people speaking was like, who knows what the largest organ of the body is? And somebody said liver, and she was like, you're absolutely right. And I was like, oh,
what?
Okay. I'm like, how much longer do I have to sit here and it's still polite?
Right. Like what?
Oh my gosh, I can't, like, my autistic brain kicks in and now I can't believe anything that you're saying.
Right,
like,
you're a liar.
What? I'm like, should I say something? No. She probably has a whole speech planned out around this whole thing.
Right, let's not ruin it.
Exactly.
Ruin her whole speech.
I know. But I was like, oh, it was an awkward moment.
Well, and that's the thing. It is a large organ, so, you know, being mindful of that, because anytime you do any trauma to it, you know, so it's like, sure, you can do the lasers and you can do all of these super aggressive treatments, but later down the road they can present as problems because the skin's always going to remember that trauma.
And it gets it so thin. Like a lot of times people have to realize like how much ATP you're producing. They're like, yeah, okay, let's kick in its emergency response system and make more collagen. But with trauma, you know what I mean? So that, you know, if you're like under 30, under 35, okay, cool. That might kick back pretty quick. But the further away you get from that number, the more difficult it is. And your body's not, there's other things that you're going to have to do with that. That's what I love about the microcurrent, because it increases collagen production by 22% without doing any trauma. So if you do anything, like you guys know, I've done a ton of videos with like microneedling. I love the microneedling. And if I was going to do a laser or anything like that, I would always follow it up with the microcurrent. I have some clients that'll go get like the Morpheus 8, which God bless their soul. And then they'll come right here afterwards, because we can accelerate the healing and limit the trauma and the inflammation. And some people, if they have like autoimmune stuff, you know, is that trauma worth the inflammation? Can your body even like heal like that? Like you got to stop basing it off of somebody's like an ideal person and be like, okay, what's our formula right now in ourselves?
Well, and that's where I feel like a lot of estheticians miss the mark, right? They break the skin down with these treatments, but how are you building it back up?
Absolutely.
You have to build the skin back up if you break it down, or you're not going to even get the results you're wanting.
And I remember in aesthetic school, we just learned, okay, just keep doing those peels. It'll keep looking better. I'm like, it constantly looks like I have acid poured on my skin. It never looks better. Like, I did the whole thing, and then I went back to doing, like, the Ayurveda that I had learned and stuff. I was like, yeah, this is better. This is better. And, like, their peels have their place, too. I've done some peels that were definitely a good choice.
But they don't have to be done multiple times a quarter. They don't, it's even with the microneedling, it's like, unless you have like severe scarring or whatever, sure, 1 or 2 microneedlings a year will really do you, good. But you don't need to be doing back-to-back sessions every 2 weeks, mad aggressive. If you don't,
if you have scarring,
right?
I've
the
done
scarring.
It for scarring.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but outside of scarring, like my skin, I would never recommend them.
You don't really have that. I didn't do it for the longest time until I got a bad allergic reaction to some like cheap jewelry, and then now I've been doing a series, and I've put a lot of them on the live streams here, but I think the cool thing about it and why I like the microneedling is like if there's something bad, like that's the only place it's really gonna bleed. It's not gonna rip off the entire epidermis like chemical peels. For like the last time I did it, it was just like maybe I had like 1 zit that was like bleedy, and then you could still see the line where the scar you can't really tell unless I lift my eyebrows and I point it out. But we just want it all the way gone while we're still young enough to get rid of it, right?
Right.
So it's so funny every time I do it. It's just like a red line here and like a dot, maybe
just
one down here.
Those areas you need.
Now, you train people on how to do microneedling too, don't you?
I do microneedling, microchanneling, and then the nano infusion.
Oh, fun.
But I mean, I teach them exactly what I'm saying now. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be mindful of who you do this on. And yes, it's a higher ticket item, but that doesn't mean that just because it costs more money, we always push it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've seen some people when I took over managing a spa years ago, and they just kept giving this lady microdermabrasions. And it's the first time I saw her, like her whole face was broken capillaries.
Oh my God.
I was like, you should never do this again.
Ever.
And we should, seek out some kind of laser help for that. Like, I don't know. I don't think we can help you here. So we did a lot of like, I think microcurrent on her, their microcurrent, and like lots of hydration to bring the skin back to skin because it was just like a rough and red. Like, oh my gosh.
How do you feel about microdermabrasion?
I don't do it. Like back when I first started, I got a vacuum cupping machine for cellulite, and I got the add-on for microdermabrasion. And just because at that time it was like 11 years ago, so a lot of people had heard it. It was like a buzzword. So then I think I did for a short time have one on Groupon, and when they would come in, I just talk them into something else. And it was so easy because a lot of people have broken capillaries. Like, oh, broken capillaries, unless you want some more of those, I think you should do this instead.
Right.
So it was, but I did have it. Or a lot of people, I'm like, okay, I can only do this on your forehead. You want to do something else for down here? But that was always the intention, was to talk them out of it. I don't like the suction on the face. I feel like it causes more damage a lot of times.
Well, because you're stretching the fascia out.
And not like now there's other types of like vacuum cupping that I see that works good on the face, but it's not getting the right fit. Right? You do have to be careful with that, the areas that you're using in this type of skin. If somebody's skin's already loose, you don't need to be putting any kind of vacuum on it.
Right.
You need to like tighten it up first before you can vacuum it.
Do you dermaplane?
I do dermaplane.
Okay.
I do like dermaplaning. I think dermaplaning, you get a better exfoliation a lot of times with the microdermabrasion without the potential damage. Microneedling, those are probably the most invasive thing, but they're still minimally invasive. Like, I don't even have wax here to wax people because I'm clumsy and I'm messy. I'm gonna just go to somebody who specializes in that. They're gonna be better. You do waxing?
Just on the face.
Just on the face, yeah. When I first started, I was really good at it because I was fresh and was doing it all the time. I would do like the waist up if I didn't have to like trim you down. If I have to trim you down, then I'm not doing it. But
Yeah, I did full body waxing for probably my first 4 or 5 years, and I hated it, and I was just kind of like, okay, I'm done. I would rather spend this 30 minutes on a facial.
Me too. Yeah, and I don't just like all the cleaning up and stuff takes all the time. You don't go pay to clean that up.
It's messy, like you said.
Exactly. Like that's why I think the facilities like, you know, Naked Monkey or the girl that I go to, she's in Broad Ripple, and I send a lot of my clients to another girl, Wax Geek in Broad Ripple. I go to like the Lotus one, but she's got it down. Like, you know what I mean? She's been doing it for probably like 30 years or something. So, and then the other ones, like their whole facility is just for waxing. So it's easy to clean because it's designed to just be waxing.
Right.
Like you've got other stuff, I've got other stuff that I don't want wax to get on. You know what I mean?
I don't want it on my floor.
Exactly.
Like, but because I started and have clients who still like come and get their eyebrows done, I mean, they're paying me $40 to wax their eyebrows.
Yeah. If it was just eyebrows, you know what I mean? Plus you do so much other stuff with the brows, it makes sense.
Right.
I thought about learning the threading for the eyebrows.
Okay.
I would do that. Because it's not...
Messy.
Yeah, that's just the messy thing. Like when I shared space with the crazy lady, she wanted to do like paraffin wax things. I was like, don't keep that out of my room.
Yeah, it's messy.
That sounds cute. There's a lot of things that I was like, when I first opened a spa, I was like, that sounds cute, like mud baths and stuff.
Sounds great until you look at the logistics
and the practicality, yeah. And then I'm like, what kind of plumbing do you need for a mud bath? Never mind, I just want to find a mud bath to go to now.
How often do you like have to take the mud out and clean it? How do you clean mud?
Yeah. I had a girl who worked for me once who worked at Woodhouse, and I was like, oh, don't they have a mud bath? And she was like, don't get in the mud bath.
Oh, yeah, because could you imagine what people do in the mud bath?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, what, they don't clean it every time? She was like, no. I was like, oh, that's not even like a amusement park where they put like chlorine in the water or something. Like that's So one of my friends goes to Colombia often, and they have like the natural mud things. Well, have you ever been in one? Have you been like in a natural? Now I'm like, you have. Where was the one that you went to?
I did it in. Where was that out? Not Puerto Rico, but what's the other place that's down there?
Dominican?
No. Why can't I think of it? Somewhere down there in the Caribbean. And then I was gonna do it in Colombia, but we ended up not doing that excursion.
Okay, so yeah, that's the one I want to go to now. It's like a natural one. That should be cleaner, right?
Yeah, I mean, something about doing it here in Indianapolis versus in another country,
it just feels weird.
Yeah, I think I just would rather do it in another country.
I like the natural one. That sounds good. I feel like whenever I go to like Turkey Run and stuff, they've got some really good clay. I always like paint up my face like an Indian and stuff. Like this probably has really good stuff. They've got like a red one, and they've got like a darker gray one that's like nice.
You're hitting stuff around my mouth I didn't even know was tight.
Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so whenever we're doing this massage technique, it's like a mix of different things that I put together from different schools of thought. It's a little bit of lymphatic stuff, a lot of retraining the facial muscles. And it's kind of like our little discovery period before we move on to the wands. Like, oh, there's something we want to work on. There's something.
Okay.
So it's kind of like mixing it all together.
And obviously getting that lymphatic system really moving.
Move it.
That's the other thing people need to focus more on is their lymphatic system.
Absolutely. People don't realize how many extra inches and discomfort and how it can affect your mobility by not getting all of that clear. I had somebody, she was like, she had a call last week. I'm about to get Botox and stuff, but You know what I mean? How long do I have to wait after the Botox? I'm like, look, just do this first because this is one of the things that's going to get rid of the wrinkles.
Right.
And the toxins. And then
you
you're going to
have
freeze
to get
it.
as many Botox.
Yeah. And
shots.
then, you know, I mean, I have a whole video on the website with the chick who does, like, injections for a living. Where we're explaining that. But she was like, is the lymphatic system? It is. But then it also helps with, like, your electrical system, circulation.
Are you still going to Miami and doing treatments?
I haven't since I got Mr. Lucky. I have storage down there. I just keep moving my trip back. So he is my little rescue dog who's like special needs.
Okay. Keeping you busy.
Yeah, so I just now got somebody who will like babysit him. Okay. And I've got him in training. Well, I haven't started it yet because I'm busy, but we're getting him signed up for training with they do like service dogs and attack dogs and all kinds of stuff. And I can board and they'll train him too. Oh, so nice. I can leave them there for Lou, my other dog. He's cool. You know what I mean? He's older. He knows how to act right, but he used to be a wild one too. Now he's a perfect gentleman. He got some of those little old man dog lumps and he calmed down. He just wasn't so sassy. You know how guys start losing their hair and they're like, humble themselves a little bit.
Right. It only took 40 years.
Literally. Yeah, some of those I was like, I don't know, maybe I should just let you look old. I think you're nicer like that.
Right.
So now we're putting on the little microcurrent mask here. So everywhere the wet towel is touching, it's completing a circuit. Okay. And we're going to put this one on the frequency for lymph stasis.
Okay.
It also helps with the throat chakra. All of them are going to make new collagen, elastin, increase ATP production by 500%, which like increases healing.
Okay.
And then we can just change the frequency, which is how we can like get rid of cellulite or scar tissue or help hair grow back.
Okay.
Doesn't get rid of hair. People always ask that. That is a good question. It does everything else better than a laser except getting rid of hair. So what do you think? Have you heard of this Epifill? So it's like a serum that you put on after waxing.
Okay. And
it's supposed to get rid of hair just like laser, and it'll work on any skin color. It'll work on any color of hair.
Really?
Yeah, so my girl at Lotus Spa, she, and it's expensive too. Like I did like a full, like leg and bikini, and it was like, with like a discount was like $350.
Okay, and she waxed you and then put it on?
And then put it on, yeah. So, and the bottle by itself, she said like one bottle is like $700, but I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna bring back waxing just for myself at my house and get a bottle.
Right.
I was like, so I'm just gonna tell a bunch of my friends, you know, I made a cool video about it, or I'm gonna be like, look,
It's called Epifill?
Yeah, I think Epifill. Or I'll keep making the videos, I'm just gonna buy my own bottle.
Yeah.
I'll pay you to put it on.
Right.
But I do think it helped. I've been using an at-home IPL, which that one will only work on dark hairs that are on light skin. And it definitely works, but it's just, you know, I don't know, the serum seemed easier as long as I don't have to wax myself. Like somebody else wax me and then I'll put the serum on.
So like, you do it every time after you wax?
Yeah. So that one has to be on an empty hair follicle. So pretty much the opposite. But I've been doing both. I'm like, whatever's going to get rid of it, you know?
And then how long are you supposed to use it before you're good?
It depends on the hair. You know what I mean? Like before I started doing laser and stuff, I was like super hairy. And now I only have to shave like every 3 days or something like that with doing the IPO. I did that other one once and I was like, oh, I really can tell a difference. Like really only every like 4 days now.
Okay.
Which is nice. I'm super white right now, so I really just need to commit and do the IPO.
Yeah.
And finish it. But it doesn't work as good on areas. The that are like hormonal. I feel like the IPL doesn't.
Okay, so like chin hairs or
I don't think like so for that one I just have like the dermaplate. I'll do it at home, and then I'll IPL over it, and then I'll still pluck it out like in the next couple of days because I'm not walking out around with like a 5 o'clock shadow.
Right.
So it does slow it down some. Like I feel like I can tell when certain hair cycles are I've killed it. You don't. Does that make sense? Because it'll be like, oh wow, I went like 3 days and I haven't had to pluck anything, and then like the next day it'll be like 7, and I'm like, oh, well, that's the one we haven't got yet.
Right there it is.
But then the microcurrent also gets rid of scar tissue and doesn't laser work by creating scar tissue on like the hair bulb or whatever, or is it damaging it? So then
I think it damages it.
So then I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if like I'm undoing what the laser is supposed to do on my face by doing. The microcurrent, but I don't care. I'd rather look young and just pluck my mustache.
No, literally.
Like trade-offs.
Look old and have a mustache. Look young and have a mustache.
Right, exactly. But I just found like a supplement online. I'm only taking it for like 4 days, so I'm not gonna know. But it's like a androgen blocker.
Okay.
And this lady who makes supplements specifically for like PCOS and hormone issues.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see if it works, because the collagen I've been taking, it works too good. Like I can't take it but like 3 times a week. Or
what collagen have you been taking?
It's science skin,
okay.
But it's the only one that helps your body make its own collagen.
Is this the shit that the lady from Sweat House is selling?
I don't know her. I used to be able to take, so the first one I took was Isogenics, and that one was still good, but this one it helps your body make its own. There's 28 types of collagen.
Okay. So
most collagen supplements are only doing type 1. Some of them are doing type 1 and 2. But this one, since it helps your body make its own, like I still drink bone broth. It helps all of the collagen work better. Because imagine like if your collagen making, mechanisms in your body aren't working right, how well are the collagen receiving and doing stuff mechanisms working? Right. So when you're getting it to make its own, like I literally can only do it like 3 times a week, or I'd be plucking out my mustache like morning and night.
Damn.
So I'm hoping the androgen stuff will balance it.
Yeah.
So I can or I want to go on like a collagen spree and get my hair mermaid length like below the nipples, where it covers the nips.
So you're trying to grow your hair out.
Yeah, so I'm hoping I'm going to take the androgen stuff for like for a month. Hopefully it works, and then we're going to go on a collagen spree. And be like a mermaid. By summer.
Better get on it. Summer's right around the corner.
I know, that's ambitious. That's not going to happen.
It's pretty long now, though. It's only, a couple of inches from your nips?
Yeah, it's just a couple inches.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. We're just gonna love it. I need like one of those magic combs. You brush it 1,000 times with.
Makes it grow.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm like toasty.
Yeah, get comfortable. I was like, today is not a blanket season is over. Okay, we're gonna switch this now to the indigo frequency.
Okay.
So that one's gonna help with inflammation, and it's also gonna help like unblock your third eye and activate psychic stuff.
Okay.
Super nice. Thank you, darling. Thank you. You guys keep me young. I didn't know what a chaperone or a gat was until you guys, thanks.
Oh, what?
Right? A chaperone. Like, she's a singer. So they were like, you look like... I was like, cool. She's cute. I'll take it. Among the young kids. Hello, adorable people. I love that, Polywog. You're so sweet. So sweet. Cook for about 1 more minute, And I have to go get my magic polish. Okay, so the next part of the facial we're gonna do on green, which is for the sinuses and the muscles, because we're gonna be retraining the muscles of the face. But we're gonna do that after the lightsaber. The lightsaber is a Tesla high frequency wand. So it is a high frequency wand, but it has a Tesla coil in it, so it's like a lot stronger. And then the Tesla coil also picks up off of the specific frequencies. So fun. Like I have a regular one at home, and sometimes I will use one if we're using the jade at the same time, because it can pick up off those frequencies. But like if I really want to do it to myself, I always come to the spa. My old jade machine, they don't make the wands for it anymore, so it's just the jade at home. But the jade is also fabulous. If I only had to have one or the other, which hopefully that day never happens, I would pick the frequency specific microcurrent for sure. So this is just a light enzyme with some like lactic acid, which helps with lightening. And some enzymes eat off the dead skin. Nothing like the enzyme we're getting with her is like a super enzyme. It's like a Hulk enzyme or something. Is that a good way to explain it? How would you explain it?
It's not like a. It is an active enzyme, but it's not an AHA or a BHA. It's like an enzyme that's like working with the skin.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Even better.
So we will do some sort of exfoliating revisional treatment at the beginning because you have a little bit of dermatitis on it. I'll probably do what's called Chiroproex.
Ooh.
So it's going to create a pseudo cold and kind of freeze off the dead skin cells.
Fun.
It's got a little glycolic in it. Some other fun ingredients. So the man who created DMK, he created BioFreeze, actually.
Oh, like for the joints and stuff? I need that on my foot right now.
So he's kind of incorporated a lot of that like pseudo cold, pseudo heat into some of his treatments.
It's so fun.
But yeah, so we'll do that, and then the enzyme itself isn't actually like, it doesn't feel active. It doesn't.
Oh, so you can't feel it doing things, but it's just doing things.
You can feel it like backflushing your lymphatic system for sure.
Oh, fun.
You'll definitely,
because you can see it.
Yeah,
like,
you'll definitely see the lymphatic system like throbbing for sure.
Ooh, I'm excited. Are you guys excited? You guys got to put that on your calendar. It's going to be around 11:15, 11:30, something like that on Wednesday. I love trying new things. New things that, like, obviously I'm going to research it for. We just don't try, like, any kind of new thing.
Right. Got to be careful out here.
Some things I'm like, that's scary. But all of Fallon's stuff is very holistic. So anything she's going to do, I'm like, I'd go for it. Like, hi, Leah. I did not see your question. I think I have my old contacts in today. I can't really read that. We're focusing on her beautiful skin. Hi, Tina. Tina. Do you see how far I had to go? Oh, I need to get those new contacts. I'm gonna give myself a wrinkle. I was just at Costco too. What's wrong?
I know. I need to make a new eye appointment to get new glasses. That's probably why these 11s are so intense.
Glasses are fun. Face jewelry.
I really only need them when I'm like doing computer work or driving at night.
You should wear the smoothies when you do that.
Wear what?
It's like a little sticker that goes here.
Oh, like the frowny things?
I don't like the frownies. I feel like they suffocate your skin. This one just goes here.
Okay.
And they have other ones that go straight across.
And they're called smoothies?
Oh, yeah, I'll send you a link.
Okay.
You can find them in my Amazon shop. I love them.
Okay.
Also for like more oily skin. Like I can never get the frownies to work right. Some of my clients with more dry skin, they love them, but... And I don't want to suffocate that much of my face.
Right.
So with the smoothies, the ones that I usually wear, it's just a little triangle here.
Okay.
And I'll wear it like... If I know I'm going to have like computer days.
Yeah. Okay.
If I'm lifting heavy.
Okay.
Anytime I'm making that face when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it also helps to like limit migraines, headaches.
Okay.
I've had like nightmares before. Like you ever one of those nightmares where you like go to sleep and then you wake up and then you go to sleep and you're right back in the same nightmare?
Mm-hmm.
So I had that happen when I first found these maybe 8 or 9 years ago.
Okay.
And
So you've been on these?
Yes, I've been on these ones.
Yeah.
I try all the ones. I have found one from like Mexico, I think that's like a type of silicone one that's really nice.
Okay.
But they're real expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They're like $10 a sheet. So I'll like get a sheet and just cut it into tiny pieces. Like sometimes use those for like
And
before events or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of the time I use the smoothies and they work great.
Okay.
Especially if you're trying to get off of the Botox or can even make your Botox last longer. Because at the end of the day, it's like just, it's like a brace on your face.
Right.
They do have ones for the same brand has them for the bottom of the face. I don't think those ones work as well.
Okay.
I think the smoothies are the absolute best ones for the forehead because it holds on there like a brace, but your forehead's hard behind it, you know? I have found ones on TikTok. You can get them on my TikTok shop called Tape Talks.
Girl, I don't have TikTok.
And those go like here.
Okay.
I know, I found so many cool things on TikTok and I'm like, okay, I need to call this company and figure out how else.
Right. Why is it only on TikTok?
I know. The Tape Talk, like I don't wear them all the time. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Really got to keep the skin super moist. Whenever we're using electricity, because we want to keep it conductive. And we just use the Bardo skin polish. So that one has also some fruit enzymes to eat off the dead skin. Some hyaluronic acid, some B vitamins, and nano jojoba beads. So the nano jojoba beads are going to act like a mechanical skin exfoliant. So also like kind of polishing off dead skin cells. But then since they're nano jojoba beads, they actually melt into the skin and turn into like a moisturizing thing.
It smells really good.
Yeah, this is like my favorite. I gotta order more. And then now when we're using the Tesla high frequency one, this is like my super cleaner because this shoots that ozone deep into the live tissue. So it's cleaning everything. We always like to get into the hairline too because if we go through stressful times, sometimes we get toxic buildup in there. It can cause headaches or it can cause like hair thinning. And sometimes people will think that like their hair's receding also. Like not her, obviously, but it's just their brows dropping. So then their forehead does go to a 5 head, but it's really more of a brow dropping issue than a receding hairline. A lot of times it's both, but it's a very, very easy fix with the face sculpting. A lot of times we can take people back to a forehead in just one session.
Love that.
Did you realize you had that many knots in your face? I know. That's what I thought the first time too. Where are all these knots coming from? And I was like, I guess I get them in my body when I get massages, so it makes sense. So that's how like wrinkles will form, is like just how we can do a lot of sit-ups with our abs, and we create lines in our abs. When we make a lot of facial expressions, we get muscle spasms there. And then think of like the muscle spasm as like the valley. And then the valley, whenever you're making facial expressions, it's going to attract those toxins in, which will be the hills. So when we're getting rid of wrinkles, we're doing a few different things. We're cleaning out the hills. Those would be the toxins. And it can make the face look a little irregular or bigger on one side than the other. Then when we're retraining the muscles of the face, the valley is over here doing too much. So we're like, okay, calm down, relax, let's stop doing that so much. And then when the valley is doing too much all the time, a lot of the complementary muscles kind of get lazy. And they're like, well, the valley's doing everything, so we don't need to be doing that much. So a good example of that is like the 11s. They'll be doing too much, and then we get the lines, and then the eyes that lift the brow will get lazy, and then the brow will go down. So we're retraining them in two different ways. One is like, calm down, and the other is like, wake up and do something.
Okay, I love that.
Get off the couch.
That's a good explanation of it, too.
Thank you. And then, of course, anytime we're using the electricity, we're making new collagen, elastin, ATP production. So that's also important. But that's why a lot of regular microcurrents, it's just meant to like lift and tighten the skin. But if you're not getting rid of all the toxic buildup behind it, gravity can only work with that for so long.
Okay.
So when you're getting rid of all the toxins behind there and making the skin younger, then it can hold up, and it's not trying to hold so much up. And that's also where you get more of the sculpting effect and not just the lifting.
Because you're removing before you're reviving.
Yeah, exactly. This right here I call the little seed of jowls. So it's right in the middle of like the nasolabial fold, right outside the mouth. And it can sometimes start to look like a long dimple when you smile. And a lot of times, like if people have clenching or TMJ, like that on myself will come back faster on my TMJ, or on the opposite of my TMJ side. Like because the other tendon's trying to do too much. So I always end up having to work more on this joint with the TMJ, and then more on this side from that tendon trying to pull my face back the other way. It does change your face. Absolutely. It brings out the best version of your face because we're getting rid of all the toxins, and we're just helping everything work better. We're helping your body's trash system, sewer system work better, the electrical system work better, helping the foundations work better, all of it work better for you. So if you want to see some amazing examples, definitely go check out ellabardo.com on the face sculpting page, and there are tons of before and after pictures of people of all ages, all races, boys, girls, whatever. And a lot of time when we get those little lines around the mouth that start coming in, it will actually make our lips smaller because that's those muscles getting tight and then our lips go in. So you can see a lot of amazing transformations where people's lips got bigger, and all of that is really just relaxing the muscles around the face. Also, we already have toxins in the face that I'm getting rid of, so whether those toxins are organic, I'm just going to put those in your lips. Move them over there. Or if you've had filler that has migrated, we can put those in the lips. And the worst idea ever is to get nasolabial fold filler. That's going to make you look like jowls so quick. Like, there's no great reason for that at all. Like, if you were going to do it in your lips, like, that's the only place where I could see, like, there being an aesthetic benefit that outweighs what it's going to look like when it will migrate. And if it does migrate from the lips, we can just push it right back there. But I do have a lot of people who have gotten the nasolabial fold filler, and then realized it was a horrible choice. And we can move it. And it doesn't matter what you come in here with your face. It's just, with your face, I'm a mixed media artist. We're going to take what you got and, if it looks good to put it in your lips, cool, put it there. Put it in the cheek, But contrary to popular belief, it does not actually leave your face ever. And I've got a bunch of really great videos explaining this from plastic surgeons, MRI doctors, radiologists, where they're showing you like the medical evidence. I've been saying this for years because you can really feel the difference between like a filler and organic stuff that we're breaking up in the face. Organic stuff feels crunchy, and like the filler feels like you're kind of moving through hot glue that's almost dry, kind of rubbery. Another reason why I think that anybody who does injections should really learn this technique, because if anything does go wrong, you can make your clients very happy and very confident, really quickly without having to wait weeks. Because that's the worst. You have like a bad reaction to something that you paid money to look better, What a trauma that comes with that. So faster you can fix it, the better for everyone. Were you ever in any car accidents or anything?
Rowing, yeah, I have been. But I haven't ever broke anything. Why?
It just feels like a little whiplash.
Does it? Not recently.
It's like it could be from when you were like 10 or something. It doesn't have to be recent.
For real?
Yeah, that stuff like stays in the body. But if you ever go get chiropractor treatments after doing this, you'll get a lot of better results from the chiropractor treatment because this helps to heal the soft tissue.
Okay.
So then when they do your adjustment, it'll stay instead of kind of snapping back, kind of like soft tissue memory. Yeah, I have girls that come and do this like on the back and neck for like tech neck. And then they go and get a massage right after. And I started incorporating the fire cupping. I've done the vacuum cupping for years, but the fire cupping is like a whole nother like level. It works so good. It makes all of these services more relaxing and not as painful. And two of my girls, last time I saw their massage therapist, they're like, will you go see that girl again before you come and see me? Because like so much more, the massage therapist was able to accomplish so much more. Everything moved better. So she's like, yeah, I have to schedule. And that's what I told her too. I was like, you should schedule me and then schedule her either like right after, within the next 48 hours. So I love to hear that her massage therapist suggested the same thing. We don't even know each other.
We love the validation.
Hi, Lacey. We are smashing up her jawline. Doing some lymphatic drainage, retraining the muscles of the face. Polishing, just, helping her look better and feel better like we do every day. This is Fallon. She's also an esthetician and spa owner in Broad Ripple, a really cute place not far from here. And we're going to go check out her place on live on Wednesday around 11:15, 11:30, somewhere there. Somewhere. That's why you got to make sure you're subscribed and turn on all the notifications because it's always a general time and never on time. But I am consistent with that, so. Unless if you make an appointment, I'm going to be earlier on time. But live streams, it's different.
If it's not an appointment, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Be there.
If you want me to be on time, you better be paying me.
Right. But really.
But yes, but not really. LOL, but no JK.
Not at all.
Okay, so we're gonna let her cook again. Just for a few minutes here. Put her back on the lymphatic drainage frequency. Get another good flush in really quick before we move on to the tweeny balls. So we just used my lightsaber, and now we're going to be using the magic wands. If anybody ever tells you that lightsabers and magic wands and magic potions don't exist, you need to then invite them to subscribe to the channel because then they'll know. They just don't know yet. They definitely do. Water break. Have you guys had your water today? Soleil. Oh, that's not a TV. That's a towel warmer. Good question, though. Welcome to the Besties Club, Liviosa. Hi, Lacey. She's cooking right now. We're about to use the magic wands. Well, the magic wands are working right now, but they're working with the towel in her face. And then we're gonna go get some food. Do you like tacos?
Are we doing that tonight?
Did you want to do it tonight? Or we can do it another night?
I'll have to check my phone when we're done.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
I can do laundry too.
Fuck. I forgot we said that.
And it'll be more fun to go on like a day where I can walk.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun.
Yeah.
is walking from here all the way down there.
This is nice as fuck out.
It's so nice, I know.
Today was a nice day.
Yeah, I took Lucky in the car because if it's cold, he'll come sit in the car with me. He's like the perfect car dog. And I just like let it run. And I put him in the car today. I looked at it, it said 81 degrees. I was like, nope, okay.
No.
Car days are
Never mind.
not a car day.
Oh, and I do like tacos, by the way. I do like tacos.
I love that Social Cantina. Have you been there? Order it. Order it. And they're like, oh, it's bone marrow. And I'm like, what? What is that? They're like, it has collagen in it. I'm like, sold.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Okay.
Like, you usually, it's very, almost like rich, kind of like fatty a little bit.
Okay.
And you put it on toast, usually. Okay. Or put it like on top of tacos. Like, I think those are brisket tacos with the bone marrow is the ones they have.
Okay.
So good. Actually, the little French restaurant on the corner, Josephine's, has some really good bone marrow, too.
Down here?
Yeah, just open. It's like the closest restaurant to walk to here now.
Okay. Yeah, because you are just right outside of the...
Yes, it's not when it's nice and my foot's not broken. I love to walk all around. I'm like, let's go walk. Right. All kinds of cute places. The coffee shop on the corner is so cute. It was like a old bank and then an attorney's office. And like they made the vault like a little cute dark spot. It's cute.
Is it Bova Conti?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have one in Fountain Square, somebody said.
They do, yeah.
Have you been to that one?
I haven't been to the one here, though.
I heard that one's really cute, too.
It is super cute in there.
Yeah, I mean, they were past their construction schedule, like, almost a year. But you could tell, it's the attention to detail is beautiful.
Yeah, they're one in Fountain Square. The details are pretty insane. I feel like everything here in Carmel that's like getting built is like way behind on construction schedule.
It always.
Because the sweat house that's in Carmel hasn't opened yet either, and they've been working on that for like over a year.
When I moved from City Center, there's the place that's next to Kroger. They're still getting built. So this was 2021.
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, it's opening next spring. They were trying to sell me a place. Like, oh my gosh. I said, yeah, I'm just going to close down my business for like 5 years until you figure it out.
Right.
Sure. I don't think so. There's still nothing in there. I wonder when something's going to open eventually.
I'm trying to think what Kroger you're talking about.
It's right on Rangeline, so the same road.
Yeah. Okay.
There's the Proscenium across 101 Beer Kitchen is across from there. They had the Wahlburgers place there for a minute.
Those didn't last very long.
That did not last very long. The 101 Beer Kitchen is really good, though. Really good attention to detail on the ingredients and stuff. I might have a sheet of smoothies too. I can give you. You just put on and sleep with it tonight.
Okay.
Since now we're ironing out the wrinkles and then you sleep with it and it'll atrophy it overnight.
Okay.
They work so quick. They're amazing.
Yeah, I've been like looking at multiple different brands and then I just get overwhelmed and I'm like,
well, there's different ones for different people because I just had one of my clients who she's been getting acrylic nails for 30 years and just became allergic to acrylic.
Oh, shit.
And not just acrylic, but polyacrylates, which is in cleaning products. It was in my eye cream. And like the lab that I have, I tell them like the active ingredients I want and then they figure out the
formulation.
For the preservative, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're generally really clean. But my eye cream, like a lot of eye creams have polyacrylates in it. So it's been fun to go down that rabbit hole and find the things that are safe like that. But those smoothies are made of acrylic, so.
Oh.
But she can use the Frownies. And her skin is more dry anyway, so I think the Frownies will work for her. I just don't, I have no idea how to make them work. Like, I was like, I watched all the videos. I do have clients that like them, though.
And they just weren't sticking to you, right?
Yeah. They would just like, it would stay for a second and then it would like dry and just like roll off.
That's annoying.
Yeah. The silicone ones, and then a lot of the silicone ones, I think I tried the Sio, because now there's a lot more types.
Right.
And that one worked for like between my boobs.
Okay.
But all the ones that I had on my face, like I woke up with the forehead one over here and my hair, and that other brand I got from Mexico, that one is really good. Figure out how to order more of those ones. And they will work like 2 or 3 times, which was amazing. Most of
Okay,
those ones that
nice.
say that they don't. Not if you have oily skin.
Right.
So she's going to be able to breathe better after this. And a lot of times when people get Botox, they can have different lines that'll start to form that might normally not form, especially the ones around the nose, the little bunnies. So all the places that they can't put Botox, a lot of times those will get stronger, and they're usually lines that wouldn't form until like much later on in life. So if anybody ever has got Botox, these are, or if you wear glasses, sunglasses, we can get a lot of buildup in this area. We don't even realize sometimes like our little nose muscles are like trying to either like hold the glasses on or up, or
I didn't think about that.
and that's another thing that'll pull that brow down. So when this muscle in here is tight, and if somebody's got jowls, all the way down to here can affect lifting and pulling the brow up and down. Oh my gosh, last time I did a microneedling, I fell asleep with my glasses on.
Oh my gosh.
Worst choice ever. Please don't ever do that. And like you could just see the next morning the dent, the ridge in my nose. I'm like, no. So luckily I have a Jade next to me. I'm like, okay, let's just iron this out real quick. But it's always better just not make stupid choices to begin with. Is that a scar?
A dog bite.
Ooh, how old?
I was in 5th grade.
Okay. So this will help with that too.
Yeah, so I have the dog bite there, and then I busted my lip open on the same side. My bottom lip.
Different time?
Yeah. I was probably maybe like 5, 6 when it happened.
Oh wow. Okay, so still young.
Yeah. And I had to do plastic surgery on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because they were like gonna just leave the gap.
Oh no.
Yeah,
absolutely.
My mother said absolutely not.
That's crazy because they'll fix cleft palates for free, but they're if like you did it to yourself,
right.
Like that's your problem.
I didn't even do it to myself. My neighbor girl got on the teeter-totter and it came up and busted me.
Oh.
In the mouth, yeah.
Yeah, so anywhere there's like scar tissue or something, the frequency can feel more intense. It depends. If it's a surgical scar, sometimes those nerves aren't connected, so you won't feel those for a while. But then it's interesting after a few treatments that, those will start to come back to life. But man, I can feel it over the spot where like the one with my machine that I have at home, I can just lay it over where my toe is broken and you can feel like the bone doing stuff.
That's crazy.
Ugh, like it hurts, but it's like good.
Right.
But still it hurts. I still have to talk myself into doing it.
It's like hurts so good.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, if we do this every day, you're going to be able to walk again normal sooner.
Did you get to sleep then?
I did.
Good.
Yes. Sleeping, lazy. Not lazy. I tried to like not work from the phone for
right
for today. And I was like, why do you guys, I love you all, but like, you're always like texting. My days off are Sunday and Monday.
I just reply when I reply.
Yeah. Like, just don't get mad at me if I'm not texting you right back. I'm not looking at my phone today. Like, I got 2 phones, 3 phone numbers, and I'm not looking at any of them today. Usually I can't do that all day, but I'll be like, okay, we're not looking at it till like 2 or 3 or something. Right.
So how much does this treatment normally cost?
So this is normally $2.99 for a half hour, $4.99 for an hour, or $7.49 for 90 minutes.
Okay. What's your most popular time, you think?
Probably definitely the 60 or the 90.
Okay. And how often should someone do something like this?
So it just depends. Usually we have somebody do a series like twice a week for 6 weeks. If you're like local, if you're over the age of 28, that's going to take you back to being like carded and stuff. You know what I mean? But it's also going to, you know, we have a lot of stuff built up in our face. So at least those first 6, we want to try to do close together. Because it's like, as we build stuff up in the face, it's like I'm cleaning it out like we're cleaning out a hoarder's house.
Right.
And the first day is like a demolition day, so everything's kind of like hardened. Hers is actually soft because she does a lot of enzymes. She does a lot of stuff to it, you know. But most people aren't estheticians, you know what I mean?
Right,
Most people are normal. So when they come back a few days later, everything's still pretty soft. It's still pretty malleable, still pretty easy to move. Also, when we're doing this, we're increasing ATP production by 500%. So just for numbers to be easy, say you come in your first day, you've got 1 ATP. Then we've increased that to 500. Your body's going to use that over the next few days. Then you come back and say maybe you've got 10 ATP left, right? Then we're going to increase that 10 by 500. Okay. So I also have people, when people fly in, a lot of times we're seeing them twice a day. Okay. So we'll see them at like 10 a.m. and then I'll see them at like 8 p.m. Okay. And they're still going to see great results like that. Their face is probably going to be sore for like 2 weeks afterwards, but when they leave here in 5 or 6 days, if they do 10 or 12, they're going to look like 30 years younger. Wow. Both with like sun damage, all the spots will be gone, like lines being snatched. And it just depends. If somebody has a very backed up lymphatic system, they're heavier, sometimes their body can't handle a detox of like twice a day. You know what I mean? Right. Sometimes we can do it like every 2 or 3 days. It's really going to depend on the person. Okay. And we always want to honor your body and what's going to be best for you. We don't want to overload it. And I don't know what's like in the air recently, but everybody's left side has been like so much tighter. Even people who aren't like clenchers.
What is that, your masculine or yeah, it's your masculine
your
side?
Feminine side, your receiving side. I do have a lot of boss babes who come to see me, so that could make sense. But I also feel like anybody who has like kids or employees or like teaches people, a lot of times their mouth muscles get real tight because it's like, you know, sometimes people will be sassy and you gotta like hold your mouth tight for a minute and find your words.
Or clients.
Or clients, just humans in general. Good night, Nasir. Snatching up that neck.
No. Will I be sore after this?
You might be a little sore around this probably area, maybe a little bit in the forehead.
Okay.
If you drink a lot of water, you can take some arnica.
Okay.
Some people are, some people aren't.
And what's the downtime with something like this?
No downtime.
Okay.
You can go right back to work. Go on a date. You can put makeup on. So because we're not doing anything overly aggressive when it comes to exfoliation,
Right.
and this is accelerating the healing time. So like I've literally done this on people right before they go on stage for like a pageant and stuff, right, or whatever.
Okay.
I'm just with you. We're doing more of a sculpting version,
Mm-hmm.
so it's more intense. I wouldn't be going as rough if somebody was doing pageant stuff. You know what I mean? But I have on like the last Mrs. Universe that we worked on her during the pageant on her butt. Literally, everything else was like perfect, but I'm like,
we gotta get that butt, girl.
Yeah, the butt is like it's just sliding down a little bit. She's like, "Help me! I'm gonna lose my black card." I was like, "Okay, look, I can get it to where it's supposed to be," because she had come for a long time, so it was not her first time. We were just snatching it back. I already knew a lot of the demolition was gone.
Right.
It was just lifting it back up.
Right.
But I was like, "Look, I can get it to how you want it." But you're probably gonna be bruised. But that it's gonna be winning. It's gonna win the competition, I swear. But like, you gotta go get some of those. You know how they do with like the pantyhose, and they just cut the holes out. It's like you will be bruised, but the ass will be perfect. And it was right. She won. You know what I mean? Like literally afterwards, I was just so focused on her winning. I didn't even take any before and after pictures.
Right.
Like we just took some pictures of like her getting it done, and she looked at it. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you should have taken pictures." I was like, "I know. Dang it." She won. That was the overall mission, so.
The last time I had an appointment with you, I got pulled over afterwards on the way home.
No way. That was at the old spa, right?
Yeah.
Where at?
Like going into the roundabout. They said I didn't use my turn signal.
I didn't know you're supposed to use turn signals at a roundabout. Mm-hmm. I thought we weren't supposed to use them. Now I'm gonna have to look up the rules again.
Good old Carmel police. I saw that Marion County plate.
I think that's it, because I don't really like when I did live in Marion County. I was like, I'm not gonna be there after dark, and now I'm like, I'm not leaving Carmel after dark. Well, and they've got Big Brother on every corner, so they see me like in the van going around the roundabout. Once you know where they're all at, like I'll go and like listen to some music or listen to a book on tape and just go around, and you never have to stop. It's kind of therapeutic. And I'll be like, meow, going fast.
In the minivan.
In the minivan, yeah. So like, she lives here. She's cool. When I had this spa over at City Center, we would like order the pizza. Like, come on down. Come meet us. Save us first if anything happens. Remember,
Right.
we feed you.
Right.
How can they tell if they're Marion County?
There's something on it that tells them.
Colors.
Or the code. I don't know.
I've got the cop plates.
Mm.
The Fraternal Order of Police plates. And the minivan. You think with those two together I wouldn't get pulled over ever, but I did get pulled over once in the country. I can just tell I don't belong there.
Right.
I was coming back from my sister's and I didn't realize I had 2 different navigations going. So I was literally going in circles. One was taking me back to my sister's house.
Oh my gosh.
And one was taking me here. And it was like starting to get dark. The numbers on the road were like CR and a number.
Country road.
Yes, I'm like, I'm scared. I'm going to be lost forever. And that dude was like, you just almost got T-boned by a truck. I was like, oh, my bad. Can you tell me where Carmel is?
Right.
Where's the nearest Dunkin' Donuts? Like, is there something besides CR and a number, please? Like,
we're like this Carmel.
I don't understand. Like, oh my gosh, I remember when I was in high school and college, like, we just had MapQuest. Like, that was it. So, like, I would go to these, like, catering jobs. And sometimes they would be up here. I'm from the south side. And then, like, something was cut off, and you're like, what do? You'd have to call somebody to look up the MapQuest again.
Right. Or the TomToms.
That was, that came after, I
After
think.
the MapQuest, after you would print your directions out.
Yeah, but we went in high school, we went all the way down to, like, Georgia, Florida, was using, like, MapQuest and a map.
That's crazy.
I know.
People could never these days.
No. Because you would have to have the map, because the MapQuest you print off whenever. You don't know if there's going to be construction or something.
Right. Nothing on there telling you where the cops are sitting.
No. So now this is a little South Korean niacinamide gel. They're able to put like a higher concentration of niacinamide in their products there.
Nice.
So all my products have niacinamide in there, but South Korea just does that ingredient better.
I would do a lot of things better.
You know, I want to go on like a vacation there, like a spa work vacation.
Literally. I just was saying how I want to go to Korea.
Oh, that's so nice.
That. You been?
No.
Oh.
I see it, and I have a lot of friends that go there. I'm just like, I want to go next. I hear the South Korea town in New York is really good. You can get some really good products there. I've got one client that gets some kind of snail stuff there that's really good.
Okay.
I can count to 8 in Korean.
Okay, let's hear it.
하나, 다, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱. Something. No, I forget. I forget 9. I forget 9. What's up, ladies? Right, so we just snatched up her face. She's glowing, she's moisturized, she's hydrated. And we'll post her before and after pictures here and on my Instagram here in a little bit. So make sure that you are subscribed. Love you guys so much. Turn on all your notifications. And I'll see you again soon. Definitely put it on your calendar for 11:15-ish on Wednesday. And I'm going to be getting a DMK Enzyme experience at Fallon Spa. So it's going to be super fun. Super fun. Hopefully I can like kill the rest of this little zit thing I've been trying to kill. We can pray, right? Okay guys, bye.